All right, so today I'm joined by Joaquin Buckley, coming off a unanimous decision win at UFC Vegas 80. How
Yeah,
you doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Happy and ecstatic, bro, to get that win. Second win in the welterweight division, and a dominant performance from myself, beating up Alex Morono, who's a tough vet. Feel good about it.
Yeah, so how'd you feel in there? I think afterwards it looked like you might have been a little iffy about your performance, but dude, you fucking dominated. So how'd you feel in there?
The reason why I felt that way, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted that 50K. I
That's
was
what it
mad as hell.
was.
I knew if I finished Alex Morono, I definitely was gonna get the fight performance bonus. But because I didn't and it went to the judges, I knew I wasn't gonna get it, and that's why I was a little disappointed because I didn't get it in my last fight either with Andre Fiallo. And I tell people all the time, I'm not just only fighting to win, but I'm fighting to get financially secured. And I definitely wanted that that third check as they call
Yeah. I
it.
feel like that's also because they're not like you said, we'll get into it too, but they're not hyping the fight. So if Dana has his eyes more on your guys' fights, as far as
Mhm.
like, your opponents go too, then I think he would give you that bonus when you win
Right,
those. Like that
right.
Fiala one is an easy knockout or an easy bonus. Like he'd give it to Joe Pyfer, because Joe Pyfer's got that hype. But I feel like they just got to get a little bit more hype behind you, get you some
Yeah.
opponents too that can hype up the fights.
Yeah. And with that being said, with a lot of these fighters that's not willing to hype up the fight and not really to promote themselves, they shouldn't be rewarded of anything, especially if they don't go out there and fight like they should be fighting. Because guess
Right.
what? Ain't nobody watching. You might
Yeah.
put on one hell of a performance, I say that, but if ain't nobody paying attention, it's just like, what are we doing this for? And for me, I feel like that's just a part of our job is to promote these fights and get people to watch and pay attention. And once we do that, we also set not wouldn't say a narrative, but a standard for all fighters.
Right.
At the end of the day, like our job is to all work with one another and not only just compete and to fight, but to as well promote and help each other. Build up one of the best fight cards of the year, depending on who fight card you fighting on.
Right.
From the
And
prelims to the main card, everybody should be working on promoting the fight.
exactly. I feel like this is like kind of my take on it. I feel like sometimes fighters will be like, all right, in my head, like, I'm going to wait till I get to a certain point in the UFC to start like talking shit, maybe like, promoting my fights. And I think that's also why you get some hate because fans don't understand that you're trying to promote your fight. And they're like, in their head, they're like, oh, you don't have any, even reached this point yet or something like that.
Yeah.
But
And see, it
I
don't
don't know.
make
How
any
do you get
sense.
these guys past that?
Right. So my
Yeah.
thing is, I had to promote myself from the beginning when I fought in St. Louis. Didn't
Yeah.
nobody want to come and see me fight because they didn't know who I was. So you know what I had to do? I had to reach out to people. I had to talk to people, person to person, show them my fights on my phone. This is the old school footwork. If
Yeah.
I went into a grocery store, if I was riding on a bus, wherever I would go, I would let people know who I was. That's how I promoted myself. You can't start or you can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna get started when I get to this point," because you never gonna get to that point,
Right.
right? There's only a small amount of fighters that have reached that pinnacle. The Conor McGregors, the Ronda Rouseys, the John Jones, the Anderson Silvas. But other than that, there's not many people within our sport in, I say, the last 10 to 15 years to reach that. There's a
Yeah.
very small amount of people that have done that. And the only way that you can get there is by promoting yourself from the beginning so that you know the business and you know the branding and the marketing that goes behind that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like you said, people just don't get it. That's all.
Yeah, that's probably it though, because like you just said, you promoted yourself in the beginning. Maybe like this newer generation of fighters are falling back on promoting themselves, just relying on getting into the UFC to get a name. Almost like if they don't make it to the UFC, they will never have a name. But you even got signed to Bellator with like one fight under your belt early on in your career, which is probably through promoting yourself.
Yeah. So I got signed. Well, I had actually 5 fights
Oh, five
regionally.
fights.
5 fights. I was
Regionally.
five.
Okay.
I was 5-0. I was 5-0, and then I got Bellator
In the
had came to St.
Shamrock,
Louis.
right?
Shamrock, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So once I fought on Bellator in St. Louis, that's when they signed me to a deal. But yeah, you never want to stop trying to market yourself because at the end of the day, once this is all done, said and done, like you're gonna have to have something else to fall on. So with this new generation, be honest with you, this is the best time to do it because of these phones that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Different people that we can speak to, different people that we can outreach and influencers, right? Like this is the perfect time to be a fighter because you can reach out to whoever and start branding yourself. and
Yeah.
start promoting yourself to the fullest without the UFC's help. Because unfortunately, when we don't fight or we don't have a fight set up, ain't nobody talking about us. That's a lot of fighters, right?
Right.
Like I said, if you're not a Conor McGregor, if you're not a Habib, if you're not a John Jones, you ain't nobody, right?
Right.
Even that goes to myself. So when I don't have a fight booked, I know that I need to keep myself in people's mind, right? Keep myself relevant. People might be annoyed by it or whatever, but this is, hey, you still know that I'm here, you
Yeah.
know? Because
And it
there's a
makes your
lot.
name even bigger. All that hate, they fucking spike in the comments,
I
bro.
gotta love it, gotta love it.
Yeah.
But you gotta realize it's 800 people on the roster, right?
Hmm.
But how many fighters can you name?
Well, for
You,
me, like maybe like 50, 75, but other guys like
no,
10.
no. But hold on. And if you want to, I can test you live, right? If you can just do
Right
it on
off.
the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
How many fighters can you name? That really, and the only ones that you're gonna name are the ones that's really gonna come to your head, right? But
Right.
it's like
Right.
realistically, even if
Like
you're a
the top
top face,
15, 20. Like I'm thinking Sean O'Malley off the top of my head. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But the ones that have a presence about themselves are the
Hmm.
ones that you're gonna name: the Sean Strickland, the Sean O'Malley, the Conor McGregor, my man. See, look, I even be slipping up sometimes, you know.
Right.
But the ones that actually leave a presence on who they are and their personalities, those are the ones that you're gonna mention. But there's
Yeah.
still damn near 700 fighters, you know what I mean? 800 fighters there, but you can't name them. Don't nobody
Right.
leave their presence. Don't nobody want to talk about themselves and brand themselves because, like I said, if they do that and they don't live up to it, it's embarrassing.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah. And I guess it makes it harder on them too. Maybe some guys, they can't handle the pressure. Maybe with all the shit talk, their heart rate will spike in the fight because they'll start thinking about the shit they said. That's probably why they don't do it, right? What
That's
do you
wild.
think?
But at the end of the day, it's all scary. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to even step in that cage, bro, is a scary experience. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just with everything that we doing, let's make it worth it.
Right.
Let's make this experience, as my man Alex Morono put it, let's make this experience worth it and make
Hmm.
people want to tune in to watch our fight.
You
You
got me
know?
excited with that one thing you said. You're fucking. They asked you something about him, like the great white. You're like more like a great white seal.
Still,
But if he were to
yeah.
take that and run with it too, that would have caused a lot of excitement for the fight. But yeah, what do you think about that?
Like I said, bro, it's just it is what it is, you know. But at least
Yeah.
I know for myself. So the more people that don't do it, it just makes it better for me because I'm one of a kind every time I go out there.
Right. So it's even helping you right now anyway. A
Mm.
couple names. I know that you're pretty hyped on Holland because he will talk trash to you too.
Yeah,
But you're also talking about like a fight night, right? So I'm kind of thinking like I don't know if they'll put Holland on a fight night exactly for his next one, but I got a good name, and you don't have to say you're down for him, but just something to maybe think about is D-Rod. You know, he's from LA, probably talks a
yeah,
little bit of shit, close
yeah.
ranking. Yeah.
We done reached out to D-Rod.
Okay.
We done reached out to
Didn't
D-Rod, bro. We
it
ain't
didn't
get no
work out
comment back.
or
Yeah, we ain't get no
oh no
comment
comment.
back. Yeah,
Okay.
so it is what it is. He was actually the first person I called out on Twitter. He was
Mm,
the first person I called out on Twitter when I was making my move or planning on making my move to welterweight.
okay. So he
So
didn't.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
no,
Fair
no.
enough. Just to go back to the fight a little bit though, in that third round, extremely dominant, and it looks like you wore him out a lot. You were even close to getting him out of there a few times. What do you think it was? You think he's just a tough motherfucker?
Man, I think it's just stupidity, bro. Like he
Little
just didn't
mistakes
want
on your
to.
end, or stupid
He
on
just.
his end?
No, I wouldn't say mistakes on my end. I just had to be cautious still.
Okay,
But
he's stupid.
every shot that I landed was meant to put him out. Like I
Okay,
was just pinpointing the shots and I was putting on his chin. And yeah, he's a tough guy. You know, I'm just
tough
talking, but
motherfucker.
he's definitely
Yeah,
a tough motherfucker. But at the end of the day, for me, I feel like the ref kind of did him dirty because a lot of fighters, man, when you take punishment like that, you don't come back the same.
yeah. So you're thinking maybe the
I
ref
don't,
could
I
have
don't think
stepped in
Alex
there or
gonna come
something.
back the same. So whoever he do fight, I'm praying for him.
Yeah, no, true.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he can
Yep.
keep his fighter spirit about him or whatnot.
Yep. Exactly.
You still ripped up like a bag of dope? Is that how that saying goes?
Yeah, bag of
Yeah.
dope, man. We all right, you know what I'm saying? You know, still got the chest right, man. The stomach, though, the abs ain't there, though.
You've been eating some carbs probably.
Oh, got to, man. Pancakes,
Yeah.
bro. Pancakes,
Oh, I bet.
donuts, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I still like my sweets. I still like my pastries. But
For sure.
I don't get on to my diet until I get a nice little fight camp going.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just speaking about your fight camp, I got a few questions on that. You kind of opened up saying, you know, you don't have too many guys out there in St. Louis. this was a great fight for you, but I didn't
Oh
see
no,
too
no.
many
Well, remember
guys.
we don't train in St. Louis no more.
Oh, where are you training at right now?
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, you're in
So I'm in
Michigan, so
Atlanta.
you went up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. So I
Okay.
had to move from St. Louis to Michigan in order to get some work.
Okay, I didn't realize that. So you got like a new team that you're kind of training with over there now?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now that I
Okay.
got a team, it's over with.
Okay. What's the
Yeah.
name of the team?
Murcielago MMA.
Oh, okay. Those are your guys, right? Those have been your
Mm-hmm.
guys. Yeah.
Yep, yep,
So what was the
yep.
issue? You were just trying to maybe center a training camp in St. Louis and you realized that's probably not going to happen.
Uh, well, first off, because I ain't had no gym down there, I ain't had no team down there, so
Yeah.
you can't circle. Yeah, so with not having no teammates and not having a facility to train out of, you can't really make a fight camp nowhere.
Okay.
But for me, when I got blessed into knowing my coach Joaquin Murcielago, he reached out to me. Um, he wanted to be my coach, and at the time, I was like, I felt comfortable doing my own thing. When I first got signed with the UFC, I was on my own, and that's when I fought Kevin Holland.
Right.
I didn't have no team behind me. I had somebody in my corner, but I didn't even know the guy. The guy just happened to be managed by the same manager of mine. His name is Kakamaka. He fights in Bellator.
You just
Real
got to
cool
win.
dude. Yeah, yep. Real cool dude too. And I told Brian, I was like, bro, I ain't got no team down here, bro. I'm gonna need somebody in my corner. Can you find somebody? Kai was available. He came with me, but in my head, I'm doing this on my own, right?
Right.
Uh, for me to do my filing with my paperwork with the UFC, me doing my medicals, me cutting my weight, all that type of shit. I was by myself the whole time into the room up until the fight where I had to warm up behind closed doors,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I met Kai. And once I went out there and fight Kevin, I can hear his coaches saying all this type of other shit. He ain't ready, all that. But in my mind, I'm just like, I'm trying to change my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat me that night. Cool, right? But you talking
Right.
about somebody that was already in the UFC for like 4 years, then got their feet wet. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming off the backyard,
Right.
training at Forest Park. You were supposed to beat me. You were supposed to beat me.
Yeah.
But now that I got a team and I get to focus on this full time. I got money in the bank. I'm not stressing about nothing. Let's see how this fight goes now.
Yeah. No, I
You
want to
know,
see
but
it. I think it's a
and
good fight.
people want to see it, right?
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of
but
people
Kevin is
still
the
bring
only
that one
person
up.
like that. Kevin, the only person like, oh, bro, you know you don't want to fight me again. You know I'm a bad matchup. Then let's make the fight happen. Beat my ass,
Yeah. He
right?
keeps
And
saying
Brad's
that,
good,
but yeah.
you
What do
know.
you think?
But
One more win. Get that, then you can probably get to fight him.
uh, probably. But you got to
Probably.
realize, fighters got to say yes
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
fight. For him, he already beat me, so he already got that excuse. Like, why fight him again? He
Right.
can fight me now. I got 2 wins already. Why I need a third one?
Yeah.
Right? My
And he doesn't
name
give a
is
fuck
still
about
good,
ranking.
huh?
He doesn't
What
give
you
a
say?
fuck about ranking.
Yeah, he don't, and that came
He
from his mind. I
doesn't.
don't care about ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get paid. Then let's get paid.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
who else you gonna match Kevin Holland up with right now to be exciting as us?
We'd have to look into it. Yeah, but that probably you two.
I mean,
I was looking at
we
the
ain't even got
rankings.
to look
There's
into it,
only.
right? Right.
Yeah.
So, the Wonder Boy, he lost that fight already.
Okay.
He lost the JDM fight as well, which I think, for me personally, right, taking Kevin how I feel about him, whatever, out of it, I think he won that fight.
Uh-huh.
I think JDM put in good pressure, good movement forward, but I think Kevin outlanded him. You know, wasn't hard shots, wasn't damaging shots, but the volume was still there. It was an even fight up in between there, but I would have gave it to Kevin overall to get the win. And with all that being said, it's just you can't match him up with a Bilal Muhammad, right? You know Bilal
No.
gonna rape him. You know he's gonna take him down, hold him down. Kevin Holland, if he fought a Kobe Covington, and I know that Kobe Covington fighting for a title, but he fought him, the same thing could happen. You can't put Kevin Holland up against any wrestler types. It's not gonna work. Shavkat Ramadov, that fight not gonna end well for him.
Yeah.
So the most exciting matchup that you can make for Kevin right now is a Joaquin Buckley. That's it. Me.
Yeah, you've convinced me. You convinced me. I was thinking D-Rod then work up to the Kevin Holland, but you've convinced me, bro. He doesn't care about ranking. It's an exciting fight. He's coming off a loss. You're coming off a win. So kind of match you guys up right in the middle.
It makes sense, bro. Yeah.
And for the record, you're not even interested in Della Maddalena anymore, are you?
It's not that. If the UFC can't call and I'm ready and prepared, as like I say, I always, as long as I'm ready for anybody, let's get it. I'm not Kevin when it comes to that. I give Big Mouth applause for that. That's too risky. Just to take a
Yeah.
fight on a week notice just cause. Like, bro, I thought we was trying to be the best in the world. I thought
Right.
motherfuckers trying to be world champions. World champions don't do that. Right?
Right.
People that don't give a fuck about their careers do that. Right?
True. Yeah. He doesn't care too much about titles or rankings, so makes sense.
He don't. That's the difference
Yeah.
between me and him.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, yeah, JDM is still a good fight for me.
Okay,
JDM
still a good fight. Because people
Uh-huh.
be talking shit about that one too, so it can get people excited. He's just a little quiet, but
Yeah, he quiet, man. Yeah, nah, bro. I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. Because he tried to act like he's one of those guys when we first met each other, like real cocky
yeah.
type, you know. But
At
at
the
the end of the
Contender
day,
Series.
not the Contender Series, just when me and him met and was speaking with
Okay.
one another, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why don't you just take the fight now? Like, cause you know why? I'm eating good, I'm relaxing and all this shit, but fight me on a full camp.
Yeah.
That'd be
fight.
some real G shit. If you can beat my ass on a full fight camp,
Yeah.
and the fight ain't even close, then I give you your respect. But if you beat me because I got a week to prepare or 5 days and I ain't even got my team with me, that ain't nothing to clap about.
Yeah. Trying to get an easy dub, so they should kind of.
That's soft.
We'll see.
That's soft to me, you know. So
it is.
like I said,
I think that. Go ahead.
Like I said, so we'll see. You know, the UFC right now. I know I'm trusting them and I'm entrusting them to make the right decision to put me out there so I can help build my brand.
Right.
I can't do it by myself yet again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need the UFC's help, and I just need them to just pretty much believe that I can be that one to help push them numbers up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As far as pushing numbers up, last thing kind of on this, and we can talk about some other things, but I was thinking just outside perspective, like I could kind of foresee something where maybe they match you up against Michael Chiesa or something like that. Kevin Holland beat him. He won't?
I messaged and DM'd him. I DM'd him when his fight fell out with G Liang. G Liang wasn't able to fight him. I said, hey, bro, I'm good to fight. You know, because people didn't know I was preparing to find a fight, right? Because that's what I do. If I'm trying to stay ready for something, I make a list. I write down a list of certain fights that's already happening. And if they fall out, I'm going to be prepared to take it.
Right.
Right? So this was one of those moments where that had happened. And I said, shit, I'm ready for this one. And I wasn't on the whole shit. I didn't do it like outside of like just calling them out. I reached out to him first. And was like, hey, man, look, I know you prepared hard for this fight. It's a bunch of fans that want to see you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you still want to make this fight camp worth it, I'll be available. That nigga read my shit, bro, and left it there. I'm like, damn, dude. I don't even get a response. Like,
yeah, show him a little bit of love at least.
Like, whatever, though.
Fuck, man. We'll see what the UFC matches you. I'm sure that the matchmakers got something planned. I think there's a lot of exciting...
They do a great job. You know they do a great job. Sean Shelby,
they do.
Mick Manning, they all do great.
Right. Just back on your fight camp, one thing I had a question about. I saw your coaches with you, but I didn't see too many training partners. Were you just basically out there with your coaches, or did you bring a few training partners too?
No. What you need? What I need training partners for?
Well, I'm just wondering. Usually, I see like a couple training partners so you can get some wrestling in and shit. But I didn't notice.
I mean, they got enough. So when I'm in Vegas, we got enough people. So if I got to call somebody in, like my man Chris Curtis, he always fucks with me, bro. He'll come in and help me out. My man O'Day, you know what I'm saying? Just whoever that's out in Vegas. So you got plenty of people that can come in and help simulate something. I can go to Extreme Couture, man, and they can help, you know, simulate some bodies and give me some bodies to work with. But other than that, though, I just needed my coaches, bro. We was too confident, bro, that, you know, we wanted to really surprise people. That's why I didn't have nobody come in. We really wanted to surprise people with this fight. You know, but I didn't.
That was a good little opening too. You had fucking just like mauling the guy.
But the thing is, I'm pissed, right? Because it looked so sloppy. I was hoping that Alex was going to come aggressive like he does with a lot of people. He like bounces forward real aggressively, but he didn't really do that with me. And when I had shot for it, I wanted to lift him up, but his fat ass just failed. He just like fell to a knee, and so it didn't look so spectacular like I had in my head. But I was planning on lifting his ass up and slamming him like Rampage used to do back in the day. That was the plan, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe the next guy.
Yeah, keep drilling and be a little easier on the next one or something.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a question about this. Is just because we don't have too much time left. Is it okay if we go like 10 more minutes? or you got someone to beat?
Actually, I got to check with my man Cortavius. He's fighting tonight, so we can
Okay.
plug that in too, man. My man Cortavius is fighting on the Dana White Contender Series, and bro, that's gonna be one hell of a banger. And we're gonna have another St. Louis cat because he crazier than me. I'm gonna tell you that
Yeah,
right now. Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
He got a
You
dope
think he's
ass
gonna get a
knockout himself.
knockout?
He's definitely gonna get a knockout. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching later, so I'll tune in for that for sure.
All right, that's a bet. Yeah.
But
So
you
we
got
can
like
do like
5 more
one more
minutes?
question. We can do like
Okay.
yeah.
One more question. Let me see. Let me make it the best question I got then, because I have some written down. Let's see here. Okay, because this is actually pretty interesting to me. You came up in Bellator, and then Bellator is kind of like getting sold right now. And I think Bellator, in my opinion, it helps people, young fighters, careers a little bit. Maybe it can help you get used to the big lights. You fought Logan Storley. I would imagine that gave you some confidence, knowing that he became a champion, college wrestler, but also validated from Bellator. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
kind of thinking like first off, I guess, did Bellator help you be able to like succeed in the UFC, number one? And then
Mm-hmm.
do you think we need more major promotions out there?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. For how big this sport is, there's always going to be more fighters that get involved. And the more promotions and the more organizations you have, guess what? That means more jobs and opportunity. But if you only got one, two, three of them, then those opportunities are always going to be fickle, and you're going to have a lot of great fighters and great talents that don't get the opportunity to show who they are. So the
Mm-hmm.
more organizations we have, I'm always thumbs up for it.
Okay.
Always thumbs up for it. But can I say Bellator prepared me for the UFC? Really can't say that.
Okay.
For me personally, as a fighter, I tell fighters all the time, don't get it twisted. It don't matter if you fighting on a regional show, if you fighting in somebody's backyard, you know what I mean, on some Kimbo Slice shit. When you're out there, a fight is a fight. And yeah, you can make it more than what it is and have anxiety with the big lights and being on camera and shit like that. But once you understand that all this shit don't matter, it just matters with you, who's in front of you, right? And the preparation that you put in. That's the only thing that matters. Other than that, it doesn't matter where you fight at.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't say fighting on Bellator made it more easier for me or something like that for
Okay.
me fighting in UFC. Nah.
For sure. For sure. And I
Yeah.
was gonna ask you, but maybe we can do it next time. I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna ask you
Go ahead. Hit me with the one, brother.
one
I'm
more.
I'm
All right.
I'm
All right.
fly.
You got a message to James Krause. He fucking hated on you heavy early in your career. He fucking.
I love you for that one though. We were just talking about that shit. Nah, no message for him, but
Okay.
God works in mysterious ways, don't he?
Yeah, he did. For those
Yeah.
that don't know, fucking, it might have been one of the reasons why you weren't able to lock in at a gym early on, because he didn't let you train with him in Kansas. And he was saying
Yeah.
you're a bad training partner, you beat up guys, gave
Yeah.
you a bad rap. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
want to put
Yeah.
that out there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's 100, man. I appreciate you, man, every
Yeah.
time, bro. Thank
No
you for
worries,
this
bro.
interview, man.
Yeah, of
Always
course, man.
love.